Check, 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 check. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. Can everyone hear me okay? If you can, just can you give me a thumbs up? See if you can hear me. All right, Tasha, thank you very much. I see that. Awesome. It's so good to see everybody so far. We got people coming. All righty, I'm trying to make sure that I can let people in. We'll probably be starting a little bit after 6:30. Try to start on time as people are coming in. Trying to adjust a few things here. I've been doing Zoom for a while, but it's kind of like at the same time, I'm trying to, I'm learning every day. That might be a little easier. So I see Miss Johnsrud. How you doing, Christy? Good to see you.
Good. Yep.
Awesome, awesome.
Drive home went good.
Yes, that was a next question I was going to ask people. Patrick, we live about 2-3 miles south of town along 32, and he said the ride home was not fun. So, Miss Johnsrud, you are west, correct?
East.
East. Why did I think that? You're east. You're east. So how was that? You said it's fine.
Yep. It was good. I drove 60 all the way home.
Awesome. How was the ride home for other people?
Zach just got home from Oakley, and he said his vehicle spun out about 6 or 7 times. So
you. Maybe you just got home early, Christy.
I don't know. I left the school at 4, and so yeah, I just happened to hit it just right. It was wet, and people were moving kind of pokey slow.
But you were going 60.
Yeah, well, I was testing out my new 4-wheel drive, so that's kind of how that goes.
Yes, we pride ourselves on our safety and being good examples for all the youth.
But I didn't spin out. I didn't have any trouble. I drove slow when I needed to.
It
When
would,
I had to wait behind vehicles. Yeah. I was
Yep.
just-
if you feel comfortable, it would be wonderful to see your bright, shining, wonderful faces. You can see mine in all my maskless glory, makeup free. It'd be nice to see people on video, if possible. It'd be cool. There we go. I see one of my babies. Hey, how are you doing, Evangeline? Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. It was interesting to see. It's interesting to see video. It's also interesting to see like the profile picture that you guys have on there. Because I haven't figured that part out yet. There's Mr. Leo. Rosie.
You say hi?
Hi, Mrs. Brixton.
Hello, Rosie. Hi, Rose. There's Leo. Leo, do you have dinosaurs?
Say hi to Rose.
Evangeline, did you lose another tooth, Evangeline?
No, it's the same one.
The same one?
It
We're
just
gonna have
looks
to work on that
different.
corn cob.
Yes,
Dawson. Dawson's in the house.
Yeah.
There's Leo. Yeah, there's Dawson.
Say hi, buddy.
Not very watching.
Well, it's so nice seeing all of my babies. Fun. And some of the
Hi,
boxes
Rose.
here.
Queen.
Oh,
Clarice.
there's Clarice.
Clarice.
There's the
I
twins.
made a bracelet for you.
You muted.
Oh, that's nice.
That is very nice.
Thanks.
Is that Henry? Not that I said.
Everybody's like me.
Hi, Mrs. Brixton.
Hello. It's so good to see everybody. This will be interesting in a little bit. We're going to get all of our highs and hellos and waves and all that kind of good stuff before we start. Oh, there we go. So it's so good to see everybody. Let's see here. I'm trying to multitask at the same time.
Hey, Riley.
Yeah. I love seeing the little brothers and sisters too. All our future singing
Brother.
kiddos. Exactly. I'm trying to let people in here. Okay. I'm trying some different things here tonight.
Hi, Mrs. Air.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, here comes the rock star. Oh,
Hi.
say hi.
Hi.
Do you see all your kids there, Mrs. Ear?
Oh, I see some of
You have a bunch of them.
them. Hi, Clarice. Hi. Hi. I should mute myself.
Oh, that's okay. No. While we're waiting, this is the perfect time to say hi to people. We're
Hi,
kind of,
Rose. Hi,
getting that,
Rose.
out of our system. So Miss Johnsrud had decent travel,
No.
and then Larissa said that Zach had tough
No.
travel.
Oh, man.
And I know I'm for tomorrow's weather, I am keeping fingers crossed and definitely an eye on things. So if all else fails, I'll be if all else fails, I'll be sending out a fax, like a text, email, anything that I can send. You know what I mean? And we have a bunch of people joining at once here, which is great. We even have 2 pages now of people. So good to see. I see we have Sam Rath, TRF, 6th grade. I'd love to see faces if you can. It'd be great. If you don't want to, I understand, which is fine. You know, it's just great to, I'm not used to teaching over Zoom. I'm used to seeing faces and bodies and all that kind of good stuff. I'm trying to let everybody in. If anyone knows how to do this. Yes, Katie, I understand that. By the way, I just saw Katie's message on chat. There's a chat feature for those of you who maybe not be familiar with that. I'm going to try really hard to pay attention to that. That's probably the best place. Oh, there's Bozy Bo. I see Bo. Yeah. I have a great nephew named Bo, and I always call him Bozy Bo. So that's the reason why. So I'm really, hopefully that's okay. I'm trying to see different people here. Okay. Sorry about that. We keep on having people in the waiting room, so I want to get people taken care of here before we get started.
Hi, Mary.
Yes, there's Mary, my right-hand man. Right woman, yes. And she's very physically strong as well. Okay. Here we go. Well, I so appreciate all of you coming here today. I really do. I'm going to try to keep things moving along as much as we possibly can. I think it's so important that you, our families of St. Bernard's, have an opportunity to hear what's going on, to share in what's going on. You know, we're all family, and we want to be able to gather input and be able to make some good in knowledgeable information and judgment and things like that. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to share my screen. And I also have, FYI, I also have my phone next to me here. And so teachers who are out there or whatever, if we have some technical difficulties, you know, for some reason you can't see or hear something, or anybody can text me, just keep me up to date, you know. So hopefully any technical difficulties we can avoid. So I'm just going to double check, make sure we have participants in here. So it is great and wonderful to see all of you. I see a nice variety of people. And with that, I think we are going to get started. Again, if you have a question or comment, probably the best thing to do is maybe throw it in the chat, and I will try to do that. Again, this is being recorded. I do realize that some people cannot make it tonight, you know, but thank you. I know that we have some people who are on the road watching this, or in a few people are in a hockey rink right now, and I'm just glad we're able to get back. So with that, I'm going to try to share my screen here to the best of my ability. Okay, hold on just a second. Okie doke. So I'm just going to get this adjusted for just a second so that I can kind of see things. All right. At the same time, I'm obviously not going to be able to see everybody. Mrs. Burkell, I know that you are out there. Could you please do me a favor, and on the chat, the Zoom chat, could you please do me a favor and just send something, type something, so I can see if there's a chat pops up?
I'm on my phone, so I don't know if I can find the chat.
So if anybody could go ahead and put something in the chat, that would be great. Okay. All righty. So just so I can kind of see things. No, great. So I can see that once that kind of popped up, I can kind of move in the screen. I just have a quick technical difficulty question here for you guys is, let's see here. I'm just going to ask Mrs. Brickell again. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then can you see the little screen on the side with your guys' pictures? Or no, or the chat?
If I swipe.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so let's go ahead, let's get started. Okay, so there is our lovely school. And so we always talk about, over and over again, we talk about the St. Bernard's difference, okay? We've been talking about that quite a bit. We have the shirts, we have signs. It is something that we're really trying to embody and trying to live, because it's not just, what is the difference that makes St. Bernard's unique and special, but it's like how we can teach our children and enable them to go forth and make a difference in the world, whether that makes a difference within themselves, their family, their classroom, the whole school, the whole community, the whole world, and so we want to cover it on all levels. So and thank you so much for joining us and being part of our family and helping us to go forth in our mission. Of course, now things aren't moving. Okay, now this is a graphic. I'm going to be very quick on these. But again, for some of you who might not have seen something like this, this was done, I believe, in 2018-19. And some people ask, hey, going forward, what is the difference? And we make up 10% of the population. If you see all those bars that go above 10%, that we make up a huge part of people who are in, this is varsity sports. And a lot of times what you're also going to see is that we're going to be the captains of the teams. They're going to be the leaders. If you take a look, for example, we make up 10% of the population, but student council, we make up 32%. And in fact, before we, I know last year we had, the student body president, Elise Kolsness, was on there, and other things too, where they're in homecoming court, the last homecoming king, Camden Broadwell, he is an alum, and they go on to do just wonderful things. And we really feel that the St. Bernard's difference enables them to go forth and to do those things. Some of the upcoming projects in that we're talking about is, yes, our building project. And you're kind of wondering, well, what's the status of that? Where are we at? Why are we talking about finances and fundraising when they have this building project coming up? Well, one thing, the building project has been, and I know teachers can attest to this, in particular, Mrs. Breckestrand, because she, I think for 20, 25 years have been talking to architects or something like that, have been getting their input. So this has been a long time coming. And I know the funds too that have been dedicated to this project are for the building project. The good news is that we are seeing movement. COVID has been a good and bad thing when it comes to construction. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get supplies, which is why our ramp outside we're finally getting that put together. But at the same time, sometimes contractors are really looking for work. As a result, looks like we're going to be moving forward. Fingers crossed, not for sure and for certain. There's a possibility of us even breaking some ground late spring, early summer of this year, which would be very exciting, which would be amazing. So anyway, they might be doing it in a little bit different stages. They're trying to decide whether to do it all at once or kind of start with I don't know if you can see my, mouse or not. Can you see my mouse? Can someone just yell out yes or no? Yes, Tasha, I saw thumbs. Okay, starting with this entering, kind of working this way, and notice our early childhood wing. If we did everything all at once, I mean, really we're looking at a solid 18 months to 2-year project. So there's gonna be a lot of mess, but a fabulous mess. I love construction. But again, those building funds are tied up for the building. So just kind of, keeping that in mind. Moving forward, I want to give you just a little bit of an idea of, let me try to move this over a little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea of where we're at. Now, if you take a look here, we have our yearly budget is about 600,000, 609,000. That's for St. Bernard's school, just the school alone. And if you think about that and you divide that up, and right now we have 90 students. We added one today. Very excited. And the rest of the family is coming next year, but I'm not going to get into that quite yet. So now I'm just changing some numbers really quick. But how much it costs to actually each child, it costs on average $6,774. $6,774 and change. Now, that being said, obviously you're not paying that much, that amount in tuition. So where is that coming from? This is a goal. What you're seeing right now is the goal that typically a nonprofit religious school, Catholic, Lutheran, what have you, strives. I mean, yes, it would be fabulous if the parish didn't have to subsidize us, or we could have a lot less in tuition. And fundraising, please understand that fundraising is not necessarily limited to just, oh, we're selling raffle tickets. Fundraising also talks about things like endowments, named scholarships, grants. There's so many other things that go into the term fundraising. The goal is 33%. And if we did the goal, each entity would make up 201,000. But that's not the reality. Come on, I'm trying to get this to move. This is the reality. Notice the difference. Okay, I'm going back 33%. Right now, the parish is our goal again. Our parish is about 33% subsidy, and tuition is at 41%, and fundraising is at 26%. So I would love to be able to say, hey, let's just totally get rid of fundraising. And some people are like, hey, I'd rather do that. I'd rather pay more in tuition. And some people are like, forget that, But I want to give you an idea of how it's been, how in reality, how it's broken down. Notice my goal in fundraising is to change that percentage, is to raise that fundraising percentage, not necessarily on your backs. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, now we're going to start selling candy bars. No. Okay. So what I would like to do, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, is to start working on some of these long-term projects, working up endowments, trying to really work with our alumni, and we are making headway on that. And so there's lots of different things in development that is going to be able to help us. So I want to give you an idea. This is an actual fundraising report that you're from this past month. People, and thank you. I want to give a shout out to our People in our School Advisory Council, the SAC. I also want to welcome Jenny Rested. She is our newest member. She is represents a parishioner, because we have non-parishioner representatives and also parishioner representatives. So if you take a look here, notice the budgeted profit. We have the budgeted profit, the actual profit, and the difference. Notice in the green is what's finished. It's done. We're not getting any more. Okay, so if you take a look down here, we haven't even done those yet. Okay, so, but notice what's in the green. Did we make our goal for golf? No. Did we make our goal for the fall raffle? No. The Rake-a-thon, we made it over the goal. Yay! And I gotta say, we really reached out to alumni and other stakeholders in at St. Bernard's and all over the nation. And wow, they just really came through. This is great. In fact, that number is even a little bit higher because I just got another check in today. So that's great. Notice our rummage sale was a little bit low. Hello, COVID. And then this is something right here where it says Carnival Auction Main Event. That was replaced with the $500 raffle tickets. Some of you didn't even know about that. That was something that was kind of done as kind of on the parish side in collaboration with us. And those tickets went. There's like 125 tickets, 1 in 7, excuse me, 1 in 7 odds. And we could have sold 10 more tickets easily, $500 each. And they were very kind, and notice they gave us half the profits. Now, 6,000 of it went to, oh my gosh, I just blanked on it. It's a society. They help people who come in for need. They might come to the door, and oh my God, how can I forget?
St. Vincent de Paul.
Thank you. Thank you. I recognize Shelley's voice on that. St. Vincent de Paul, they had about $6,000. Then we split 50-50 with the parish. And so we had budgeted 26,000. They came through. And some of these things are still in the process. Script, this was done before Christmas. We sold a lot in script. We're going to talk more about that later. And some of these things are coming up, and we'll talk more about those. One of the things too, and this is the other revenues, and this is some of the areas too that I really want to be working on and developing. Notice in scholarships, budgeted $5,000. We have $19,000 that we were able to get in scholarships. We were able to write a Pennington County grant, and that $15,000 is going to there. Now that doesn't mean that's just $15,000 that's going to go to just people this year. You know, it's kind of be going also into part of a fund. Yes, it is enabling us to help out some extra people this year. But that has been a big help. Gifts and bequests. We just had this is just a few weeks ago, a $13,000 donation. A $13,000 donation from a gal. From a lady, I'm not a gal, I'm sorry. A wonderful woman, she had passed away and she put us in her will. So, you know, I almost started crying when that happened. Monthly envelopes were still in process, and some of the grants that we get, for example, Faith for Tomorrow, diocesan subsidy, you know, that just came in at $3,600. And after school care, that's in process and that fluctuates. One of the things I want to share with you is this. This is a finished fundraiser analysis. Notice these are the ones that are done. Golf, we were down this much. Fall raffle, down 7,700. The Rickathon, we were up. Rummage sale, we were down about 900. And the $500 raffle, we were down about 1,000. So even though they did really well, we are still, it adds up. As you can see, we have $10,000 there. It still needs to be kind of made up. Oh, that shouldn't be there. Okay. I didn't realize that was quite underneath the thing. One of the things we're talking about our COVID response. Here's our wonderful third graders. Yay. And I like how they're showing how they're so strong there. We have been so fortunate to stay in school, mainly through all of the help and the wonderful things that our volunteers have been able to help, whether that be helping with our janitorial, helping with some lunches, filling in, being able to wonderful, amazing flexibility of our teachers. I can't even tell you how many times that I have changed the schedule on them. It's crazy. But, you know, November was really the toughest, but we have been cleaning like crazy. The students have been amazing at wearing their masks, social distancing as well. So I thank you for all of your support with that. And we're able to go through to keep moving forward. But we have been affected. even though we've been able to stay in. Some of this information I took off of the Otto Bremer grant, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. I want to give you an idea how COVID has affected us. It's greatly disrupted our fundraising efforts, and realize that this is happening both in the 1920 school year and the 2021 school year. Almost all of the events had been canceled, or they have less funds, or they've been totally different than what we had reimagined. So right now we're in the process of trying to reimagine. Here's some actual numbers for you, okay? Last year, we made, if you take a look here, 50,000 of our 103 fundraising budget. So that's a loss of $53,000 last year, okay? Now, this is also last year, because of we had numbers budgeted, but then we had people, we gained a ton of students, and that's coming up, but we also lost students because they've also decided, which is fine, to do a distance route that we were not, we didn't have the facilities in order to accommodate that. And some people say, well, Challenger did it. Well, they have one person per grade they're doing the distance learning. So it's like one is in person and one is distance. And then they all went distance. And then, fortunately for them, in our whole school district, gradually coming back. But just to be an idea, is really where we do well is when we have our wonderful students here and more students coming in. So, when we had a budgeted amount, and then if people weren't here, then that's a loss of $40,000. So that's a total loss just last year alone, of $93,000. And some people say, well, didn't you get like grants or things like that? Yeah. But for example, we got the ESSER grant. The ESSER grant they have limitations on them. We were able to buy stickers and disinfecting machines and masks and that kind of stuff, but we weren't able to pay for the loss in fundraising. They said, well, what about the PPP, the payroll protection plan? Yes, we were able to take, but that's a loan from my understanding. Not exactly sure how they're doing that. But that was to help keep us afloat, being able to pay our employees, which again, we might have to pay back. And didn't we just get new water fountains? Yeah, but I wrote a grant, and that came directly, that was a specific water fountain grant. And I know Becky Phillip, one of our amazing grant advisors on our school advisor council, can attest to that. Sometimes grants are very specific, and we've been working the system on looking for grants. I can tell you that much. This year, if you take a look here, we've had different shortfalls. For example, and we just talked about that a little bit ago on that other graph. And so if we take a look here, some of our future fundraisers have been canceled, postponed, reimagined, like Night the North Keys, not happening. Spring event, okay, so this has been different. The spring event, or the main event, that was reconfigured into the 500 raffle. So yes, that's a new number that we can change that. We got 25,000 for that. Woo! So we're just short 1,000. We would have a pancake breakfast, and that the Knights of Columbus will put on for us. Maybe the spring, hopefully. Scholastic Book Fair. And I know some of you are out there who are working on that. And we move that to the spring. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll be able to make the book fair keep going. Okay. So overall, for the 2021 school year, we're anticipating a potential loss of $44,000, okay, than what we had budgeted. And that's not because, hey, they budgeted wrong. Oh no, trust me, when we were making the budgets, we were extremely conservative. Everybody on the staff, we had a pay freeze. You know what I mean? We're not just out there spending willy-nilly. So the total impact to operating expenses directly is $138,000 over the essentially the last, was it 8 months now? But there's a little glimmer of light. Fingers crossed. I haven't heard anything yet, but I know Becky Phillip, John Schrack, and I worked for hours on a very large Otto Bremer grant for $125,000. Pray, everybody. Pray, 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 pray. Okay? Because the Otto Bremer grant actually would help to take care of operating expenses. Not many grants do. And I feel really good about it. Part of it's operating expenses. Part of it would be for technology, because we're trying to work that angle with technology. You know, like people are like, they'll give you tons of money for technology, you know? So now's the time to get it, because now it's free. But then also to enable us to have tuition. So we will keep you posted on that. But hoofda. So fingers crossed on that. So my whole goal is to say, this is where we are, okay? And yeah, pretty tough. Do we have areas of light? Is Otto Bremer grant all or nothing? Thank you for the question, Mary. It's not. There's a possibility that they can go and say, you know what? We'll give you this amount for this amount for that. There are kind of 3 areas that we kind of focused on, and it's not all or nothing. So even if we get half of it, it's still 150,000. It's still 75,000. Thank you, Mary, for that. So now it's like, this is where we're at. What are we going to do about it? Okay, so we have some different strategies coming up. And first off, come on, look at that. Right? Look at our babies here. Those are our little first graders, just adorbs. One of the things too, you know, as you can see, we're trying to break out into different ideas, for example, like the Rake-a-thon. But what I have here tonight is I've invited Philip, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, Philip Zubrod?
You nailed it.
I did, yes. Okay, so what we have coming up is the Catholic United Financial Catholic Schools raffle. And FYI, Philip, I have this hyperlink, so this will take us to the site if you so desire, you know, to see different. I've invited Philip here today. This is something that's brand new. This is replacing what we would normally do as a spring raffle. And now you're like, raffle. But you guys, this is 100% profit for us. 100% profit. The tickets are $5 each. It gets kicked off tomorrow. We'll be sending things home tomorrow. But there are so many different other options and benefits that go along with this. And so I've invited Philip to talk to you today. So hit it. Go ahead, Philip.
All right. Thank you again, Laura, for the invitation. And it's just my pleasure to be with all of you here today. And we are very excited. I'm just personally excited for you guys to be a part of this raffle. It's something that we've been doing for about 10 years or so now. And just one of the ways that we give back to our Catholic communities in the areas that we serve. And Catholic United Financial, we've been around here for 142 years. We're actually the oldest life insurer that's based out of state of Minnesota. So we've been around a long time, and we've withstood a pandemic before with the Spanish flu. We'll withstand this one as well. And I just hand it to you, parents and students, for just your courage and the stick-to-itiveness in these really challenging times and everything that you've had to deal with. We're very excited. I'm very excited to have you guys as part of this. Like Laura said, the raffle is a complete 100% profit for the school. So every ticket you sell, that $5 for every ticket, is going straight to the school. There's no cost for this raffle. One thing I'll just mention as parents that are on here, anytime that somebody wants to write a check for the raffle, they can do that. Just simply have them make it out to the school. So just make it out to payable to St. Bernard's School, because again, you guys are keeping 100% of the funds for that. The other thing is too, is if grandma or grandpa wants to buy tickets for their grandkids or whatnot, we just ask that grandma or grandpa put their name on the ticket stub. The person does have to be 18 or older to win a prize. So certainly after you get that prize, if you want to gift it to someone, you can do that. Those are just a few of the tiny little rules, and we just also ask that you don't mail them in the U.S. Postal Service mail as well. Other than that,
Now, Philip,
go at it. Yes,
if I can, they can mail this. They can mail like the little receipt thing.
they can mail the receipt, yes, but not
But
the like
still
actual like
the
book
stub.
of tickets or something like that. Yeah.
Now I do have, if you want, Philip, a link
Mhm.
to this that so they could see the prizes.
Oh, sure. If you want to
When did you?
show
So
the
let's just, because this is our first year doing it. Let's see if this is gonna work for me. Oh, it's cooking.
cooking.
It's crossed.
We have some really neat prizes. You guys will be listed there as a new school
Yes, I
as
saw.
well. The grand prize is a new car or $20,000 cash. It's the winner's choice whether they want a brand new Ford EcoSport SUV or $20,000 cash. Then there's also like a renovating your space. There's also resort and vacation packages, televisions, family, trampoline, those sort of things. Lots of gadgets and gizmos and what's it galore. Gift cards to Cabela's, Amazon, and then multiple Visa gift cards of so you basically go get whatever you'd like with that prize. For the top seller in the school, we also have a prize. The top seller in the school will be entered into a drawing. We have $10,000 available that we're going to give away as tuition vouchers, if you will. And the top seller of the school will be placed in that drawing. We will give away as many vouchers as we have money. So not every student top seller will win one of these. We have 82 schools participating, but it is a $200 voucher if the student is not a member with Catholic United Financial, and it will be a $500 voucher if they are a member with us. And I'll touch on that in just a moment. The other thing that we are also doing is if the school and families that are tied to it and different, if there are more than 10 new members that join up and have some association here with us at Catholic United Financial, from now until when the raffle drawing is, we will provide, there will be a grant that will be available for the top 3 schools. Are these prizes for the 82 schools combined? That's a great question. Yes. So the 82 schools combined are selling these tickets, and then it is one $20,000 cash or car prizes. There are a number of prizes, but it is the entire 82 school network entered into this prize. You have over the past few years, basically at least last 7 years, we have had over $1 million raised total amongst all of the schools participating. So if you want to tell somebody, it's certainly better odds than playing the lottery, but it's got about maybe a 1 in 250,000 chance of winning a prize, if you will. But again, it is a 100% profit for the school. You're supporting the school directly by purchasing a ticket. I mentioned about new members. If the school accumulates 10 or more new members, the schools that have gained the most membership during this raffle selling time will be awarded a grant from us as well, a $3,000 grant. So that is also available for the school as well. Membership is easy. There is a lot of different easy ways for a child or an adult parent to become a member with us. In fact, we'll have a little meeting. Laura is going to send out a little more information where I'll talk a little bit more about that on Tuesday night at 6:30 if you'd like to find out a little more information about becoming a member, what maybe that would entail. Again, any child that is a member with us, they will have a scholarship for them when they go off to college. It's something that we've been doing for close to 70 years of providing scholarships for our area youth, and we've given over $3 million away in scholarships as well.
Now,
so,
Philip,
yeah.
Though I know there's a new wrinkle for that this year.
I did check on that. It's still the scholarship. It's a post-secondary scholarship. So if you
because I was also told that the scholarship could be, this year is new, the scholarship could be used towards K through 12 or pre-K through 12 tuition, as well as not just college.
Mm-hmm. So you got a scholarship opportunity out there for your youth. I know there's been a number of children and now adults and moved on who've taken advantage of the scholarship we provide. It's not, all they have to do is make sure that they just fill it out within the time frame that we have for scholarship applications, and it's theirs. So again, that scholarship is a $500 scholarship if a person is going on to Catholic education, or a $300 scholarship if for anything basically after high school. And it's again,
my understanding, because I remember I was told that pre-K through 12, they can use it for tuition to St. Bernard's as well, correct?
I was trying to, sorry, Laura, I don't know exactly on that. I will hopefully have that completely firmed down for that meeting on Tuesday as far as that goes.
Sure. Because
did not get the exact confirmation I was hoping for.
So one of the potential things were, like, say, for example, you know, you sign up your son or your daughter, and you know, and typically, say for example, if they have an 8-year-old, or on average, what would an 8-year-old to become a member?
You know, on average, we have like simple one-time paid up options. And so you would pay $210 to have some kind of coverage with us. They would get a $300 scholarship when they go out, at minimum, when they go off to college, or maybe perhaps the tuition opportunity, as well as we would also make a $25 donation to the school as well. So we have, the school can earn funds by people becoming members, and so it'll help with your mission and help it out. I just, maybe like my last thing here, as I hear you guys talking about the St. Bernard's difference, I can relate. I went to a K-6 Catholic school growing up in Valley City, went to St. Catherine's, a nice small school, much like St. Bernard's. And just maybe a word of encouragement to you parents and to students as well. I loved it, and I really felt like it gave me a head start as I went off into junior high and high school. I was one of those kids that were involved in many different activities, and it really just gave me confidence. You know, having maybe a slightly smaller class size and a lot of one-on-one attention with my teachers and fellow students, and also being able to live out my faith while going to school just made a huge difference. So I just want to commend you, all of you parents, for sacrifices you're making to send your students here at St. Bernard's. And we are just very happy to have you guys a part of our raffle this year. And I really hope that it's a huge success for you.
All right. So basically, we're going to be having a Zoom meeting on Tuesday night for anyone who's interested in looking into this. We're going to be sending information home tomorrow along with the tickets. And again, this is one of our required fundraisers. Remember, there's 2 required fundraisers in the year as part of our fundraiser agreement. The first one was the calendar raffle at the beginning of the year, and this is the second one. And I know, talking with the School Advisory Council, that you know, so that's $500 worth of sales. Now, if you decide to opt out and not sell anything for raffle, then you can be charged $500. Though what some people do is they'll buy the tickets themselves and put their names on them, you know, and get that benefit. We're going to have lots of opportunities for sales, whether it's going to be at masses starting with this weekend, and tomorrow I'll be able to get the link out so people can sign up for that. And we also encourage, now I know right now, currently our pre-K, preschool and pre-K are not required to do any fundraising. Especially in this year of COVID, we are gently suggesting that, you know, if our pre-K preschool families and could help us out on this, that would be amazing. That'd be great. We'll be sending the tickets home with everybody. And if, you know, of course, any tickets that are not sold, return them back. And when is the drawing? I think the drawing is in March 11th?
I think so.
March 11th. March 11th. It's a live drawing. You
Yeah.
can watch it.
And basically sales will go all the way through the month of February. So February 28th
Yes.
is the last day that you can sell. And take heart. I've had winners usually every year. The small school in Langdon, St. Alphonsus, takes part, and they actually 3 years ago, the grand prize winner came from that school. So there's definitely got a chance. That's for sure.
Oh, yes. And so, I mean, this is just a wonderful opportunity. It's $5 a ticket. I mean,
Yeah.
I have people out there like Vic Zaire. I have to tease him because he is our raffle seller extraordinaire. He'll probably sell whale over. And so, and so just kind of keep in mind, you know, that's gonna be sent home in backpacks tomorrow. And then, Philip, is there anything else that you can think of that you'd like to add or say?
Again, my if you want to reach out to me directly, even in the time frame, my number is down below as well in that there at 701-840-8560. Again, I'm just so excited to have you guys take part of this. I really hope it's a huge success for you. And got membership opportunities and lots of ways that we can give back to the school, and I look forward to visiting with everyone to find out a way how we can help you, help your family, all those sort of things.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you, Philip, so much for joining us. I know we're going to be covering other topics as well. So if
Yep.
you,
So I'm off to a kid's birthday party.
Oh, go. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Philip, and we'll see
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye. And just so to just kind of cover the base on that. So let's say, for example, you buy Junior a membership in the policy for $210. You can then apply for the $500 scholarship to go towards your tuition here at St. Bernard's. So you're making money, you know, and then the more people we get, then it is, then we're up for a $3,000 grant. So, I mean, there's a lot of really good beneficial things with this. And a number, you know, other schools in our diocese are doing this as well. Okay, we're going to keep on moving. And you're like, what are we actually doing? You know, what are we're doing? This is Giving Hearts Day. Giving Hearts Day, the first year we did it was last year. And yes, we're double dipping. I would not plan to have this Catholic United raffle at the same time as Giving Hearts Day if I could, but I'm not in charge of planning the dates. You know, but the good thing is that means that, you know, we kind of get things done at once. Giving Hearts Day is, if you take a look here, those of you who are not familiar with it, you're about to be. If you watch anything with KVLY on TV, they're going to be having tons of information about this. Giving Hearts Day is a 24-hour event for charities in North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. And they provide a platform for all of these, tons of these nonprofits. And this is the longest running giving day in the country. And so it has helped participating charities raise more than 90 million since founding. This is a fabulous thing. And what's cool about it is that we have already received matching gifts of $5,000, you guys. So we have wonderful shareholders out there, stakeholders who have already said, hey, if we have other people pony up, we'll match it up to 5,000. So it just, wow. Thank you to those people who are willing to give to those matching. Last year, our budget was, I believe it was 4,000, and we made 14,000 essentially in a day. I mean, seriously, you guys, this is a wonderful thing. And what's cool about this as well is that this is part of Dakota Health. Let's see if I can't zoom in. You're going to see information on the Dakota Medical Foundation, and this is funding this. Their whole idea is to help nonprofits get better in development. They also have funding the Impact Foundation, which, we pay to be part of this fundraiser. And I mean, I think we paid like $700 to be part of this fundraiser. But then we earned 14,000 and tons and tons and tons of development strategies, information to help our whole community and to help us become better, to being a better nonprofit. And we don't have a development coordinator. Other schools do. You're looking at it, or our school advisory council and people helping. And so, this has been very invaluable information for us. This year we have, and I thank her so much, my all-star person here, Tasha Hadlin. She's smiling at me. I can see her. Anyways, she is our chair. And oh my goodness, if you ever need a chair for anything, get Tasha. And Tasha, if you could just tell us a little bit about some of your ideas. I put it in her very capable hands. So Tasha, if you just say anything about what's going on and what's going on with this.
Yeah, we'll have a little flyer going out. Either, I don't know if we can get it out tomorrow or if it'll go out
tomorrow.
Or it will go out tomorrow. Sweet. So it'll be a little flyer going out tomorrow with the students. We have volunteer opportunities for parents, grandparents, other family members to get involved and help us with our Giving Hearts Day event. This is a one-day, 24-hour event for fundraising, but it's also a day for St. Bernard's to focus on our mission of go make a difference and really highlighting how we can go make a difference and inspire that Giving Hearts Day. So we have, as I said, we have 5 opportunities for helping out, and we can use any help that you may have. The first one, we actually have a deadline on our first opportunity. We need it done by the 22nd. So anybody who's got even basic Excel skills, we need some help cleaning up our alumni database. Laura can give you all the details on that. If you're interested, if you have some bandwidth, have some time to help us tackle that database, that would be awesome, amazing, and very helpful. We do have to have that done by the 22nd so we can get our first mailing out for that. We also have an opportunity if you have connections within the community or are Facebook savvy or
you have a committee member right there, Tasha.
I do. He's not very happy at the moment. Or if you want to help set up signs, put up flyers, we have an opportunity for people to help with putting together our promotions. If you want to help plan and organize our day of event, we are looking to do a service project with our students on the Giving Hearts Day to help highlight our mission and to be that difference in the world. So if you want to help plan, organize, put that together, we have opportunity there. The day of the event, helping to do that activity, helping to take videos, photos, help promote on that day. And then the last opportunity we have is after the day of event is to help with the thank you notes. We do want to send personalized thank you notes to our donors, to those people who helped with our match. We want to really have that have that difference in this fundraiser of being personal and being very thankful to them. So if you have any bandwidth, any time would like to help out, feel free to email me. I know a couple people tried emailing me earlier, and unfortunately emails got stuck in my spam filter. Laura, my email address will be on the flyer. It's tasha.hadland@gmail.com. I'm gonna mute because I've got cranky pants here.
Okay, thank you, Tasha. So she's our chair with a small baby. So if she could, and a son, you know what I mean, who's in kindergarten. So if she can do it in a full-time job, if she can do it, anybody can do it. Many hands make light work. Honestly, part of the Excel spreadsheet kind of, it's really easy stuff. I mean, it's just kind of like, hitting enter, enter, enter. I'm going to be getting her contact information out as well. There's a lot, one of the things too, somebody asked me, it's like, well, what about this whole volunteer hour? Okay, we're not going to be charging you this year.
No, it's a toy airplane. It's an airplane. No, it's a helicopter.
Yes. So we have many opportunities for people to do on their spare time, to do a little bit here or there. Grandparents can help out. They say that an organization is only as healthy as their volunteering program. You know what I mean? And so one of the things too, that if you're getting involved, really helps you to get to know the other parents, the other kids, and it's a lot of fun. And this is one of the ways. And this year with COVID, we understand people can't always necessarily come in to do the traditional volunteering that they're used to. We get that. So yeah, we're not going to be. I know one of the things too in the registration, it says, be charging, was it $25 an hour, if you don't make the 10 hours in a year. We're waiving that this year. But we still need your help. Is it going to look different than other years? Yes. We'll be providing some different opportunities for you that are fun. And I know that somewhere out there's a possibility that Michelle, would I be so lucky that you're still on? I know she was at a hockey rink. I don't know if she is or isn't. But if she's not, that's okay. She is our booster coordinator. And she and I met for like a couple hours, and we have all these ideas in a calendar set up. Be on the lookout. We do have a booster Facebook page. Make sure you check that out. She's going to be having some Zoom meetings and of how we can kind of help out. We have Catholic Schools Week coming up, and there's different fun things for that. And I know one of the things too, and I see Tatum Wayne Sarvig. Yeah, I see you. Anyway, our amazing new gym teacher is going to be doing Spirit Olympics with a twist. It's going to be outdoors. And I'm not going to put you on the spot, Tate, and say, what are you doing? Because I have no idea. And I don't know we're still in the planning process, right, Tate? Yeah, he's just nodding at me. If you know Tate, he's probably going to have them out there doing some sort of strongman competition, right? And having them like throwing giant logs, Just kidding. One of the things, so there's more information coming up with Catholic Schools Week. It's going to look a little different. It's still going to be great. Somebody mentioned too about fish fries. Lent is early this year. We had a fish fry meeting, and we are having fish fries. Will there be one for Catholic Schools Week? No. But it's going to be starting after Ash Wednesday. And we are putting a call out for some volunteers to help with that. It's like either delivery or drive-through. And it's going to be interesting. Pray for mild weather, because it's probably going to be yours truly or Misty Merkin standing out there in like a fish house handing styrofoam containers to people in cars. But more information will come out about that as well. So we can always, the whole community can always help out with that. And we do get a percentage of that. We do get a percentage of that. So it's a fundraiser, but it's more fun than fundraiser. It puts the fish in fundraiser. I don't know. Because I did see, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not missing questions on chat. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to move. Okay. Short term, we have a variety of things coming forward. One of the things too, I'd rather have participatory fundraising versus sales. And you're like, wasn't raffles sales? Yes, I realize that. We had a bunch of different things that we used to do, and we can't really, like we had the carnival. Can't really do a carnival with COVID. Norskies, they didn't even play this year. Hopefully next year. But it's one of those things too we want to kind of keep in mind for the future. Like for example, the Ninth of Norskies, maybe later on, maybe there could be like a fall fest, like with a 5K do at the same time as the book fair. Maybe that's something that we can do. Giving Hearts Day, that is coming up. Individual giving. So that's one of the things we really want to get into is just as options and really working on getting maybe endowments set up or a like an annual plan. Excuse me. Major donor groups. Maybe there's a business out there that'll do matching. I know right now we have Wells Fargo, and then there's another one where they'll do some matching, and you can designate St. Bernard's as the place that you want to give monthly. Some of the direct mailing, trying to work with that. Now, telemarketing or phone-a-thon, that might be an option that's tied into maybe Giving Hearts Day. We're trying to brainstorm on, how we can be creative. Online and e-giving. For example, I went to Sacred Heart in East Grand Forks, and my mom was a teacher there for many years, and they set up a scholarship in her name, the Jeanette Cohn Scholarship. So every month, automatically, it just goes from my checking account both into the Jeanette Cohn Scholarship Fund, and the same amount goes to Sacred Heart, to their annual giving. It just goes there every month, and I don't have to think about it, just part of my thing. But isn't that a great way to, have a family scholarship to honor somebody? Maybe you've got 2 or 3 generations that went to St. Bernard's, or all of your siblings. It's like, hey, you know what, for Christmas? And then, like, for example, my family, and they just did this without me even bringing it up. They're like, okay, well, we're not getting together for Christmas. Let's just all give to a charity. So I have 4 siblings, then myself, there's 5 of us, and my parents all gave together they decided they wanted to give to the Cohen's Family St. Bernard's Technology Fund. So they all gave, and $2,600 total. They have designated they want it to go to iPads. And so, I was just flabbergasted. But that kind of can show you, some creative ways of doing things. And of course, and then other long-term script. You guys, we have some families that have earned hundreds of dollars towards their tuition because of stuff they're going to buy anyway. We had a family, and she was telling me about this, where it was around Christmas. They all needed winter coats. They go to Land's End. She had a coupon for 50% off. Plus there's another big sale, right? It just so happened Script had a special sale on Land's End, and she was able to get 18% Script rebate. And so she's like, bingo. So she essentially got coats for the 5 people in her family and snow pants for 3 of them she spent, I think she spent like $400 on a value of like $800. And of that, well, 18% of 400, whatever that happens to be, went to her tuition of something she would have paid for anyway. I've got a family that comes in almost every week getting $100 holiday gas cards. They would pay for it anyway, but all that money is going back to their account. So keep that in mind. If you want to sign up for script, Mary Cox will get you set up. Super slick. I use the app. I use the app all the time. I'm sitting there in Walmart, boop, 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 get my script. There we go. Local. We just got Las Renitas. Yay. So we're getting in. If you want to help out with that, please talk to Mary. She needs just some helpers to kind of help pick up some different cards. It's really slick. It's really easy. Endowments and scholarships. We kind of talked about that. We really want to be working with that. If you know someone, if you're good at, if you have expertise in how people can help set up their wills. My parents sold their lake cabin. The money from their lake cabin went to Sacred Heart, which is fine. Being able to we need advice. We need help understanding some of these things. I have a master's in education, not in finance. Grants, thank you, Becky Phillip, and everyone who helps out with that. Corporate giving programs. We talked about the Impact Foundation. Some people said, hey, get rid of some of these fundraisers and just have an annual giving campaign. Just do it that way. That's an option. We're working together with Sacred Heart and my brother-in-law, who's the development director there, and also at the University of North Dakota, getting training on how to be smarter, not just be smart about being sustainable. Thank you for your patience so far. One of the things we got to get back to is some of these auctions when we had, oh my gosh, we had the Brews Barbecue with the Brixons. Did I say that right? I'm not sure. I see some. Oh, no. Oh, well, maybe Carpenters. Carpenters might be online right now. But if you see here, these are all, we have all parents, St. Bernard's, and now I think most of their kids are alumni. But at the auction, they bid on it, and it was an amazing night. But things like that, we have the golf ball. Alex Yegi, I see you up here in the corner of my screen. Thank you, my man. And that is such a fun day. You know what I mean? And it's like, and we happen to be raising money for the school and the kids. But wow, what a fun day, And, so thank you, stakeholders, for doing that, because you really are the difference. Some of the ways that we can kind of help out with that too. Recruitment. Okay, now look at this. Look at these babies. Huh? Aren't they worth it? We would like to form a recruitment committee and to get ideas, to get ideas of how can we reach out. Maybe it's brainstorming families who have young kids or who might be interested. If you have friends out there who have kids who are school age, say, hey, what do you think about St. Bernard's? If they're Catholic, if they're not Catholic, that's fine. If there's a tuition issue, our mission is to make it happen, you guys. And and we're trying to really work up with our scholarships too, so that we can enable people to, to come here. We will work with you to make it happen, So recruitment, again, we're forming a committee. You'll get some more information out on that. Let's just be creative. What can we do? Volunteering. And we talked about the Booster Club. And this is just so much fun. Who's that? There we got Dawson. And then we got this, just think about some of the different things, of how, being able to be active with your students, getting to know the other parents. Back in the 90s when I was a young teacher, and We have, oh, you're still on, Laura. Okay. I'm sorry, I just saw the chat. Michelle Duffy, where are you? Are you in a rink? Oh, you're going to talk when you're done. I'm done. Well, I mean, with my part. So Michelle, you go, we can't hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Where are you, Michelle?
Okay. I'm home now, but when you were calling on me, I was actually in the McDonald's drive-through. So just a bad timing there. But I will talk Booster Club really quick since we have the big audience here.
Yay,
so the
perfect
Booster
timing.
Club is perfect timing. It's a group where we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We have a lot of fun. And if you're not a part of the St. Bernard's Booster Facebook page, or if you don't get notifications from that page, please hop over there and join that page, because that is primarily where I post for opportunities for volunteers. Catholic Schools Week is coming up and we have numerous opportunities. And it is so much fun to be in the school and watching your children having fun and just participating. So Booster Club, I will be having a Zoom meeting probably the first week of February also to try to recruit new members and to talk to those of you who are current. And we'll go from there, but please hop over to the Booster page. It's just called St. Bernard's Booster Club, and join or turn on your notifications so that you start to see things on there.
Excellent. And
anything else you want me to cover, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, but there's things too, like I know you mentioned that, different people work at different times. And so we're going to try to make things happen, for, for anybody who can, be interested in helping.
Yeah, awesome. And we have lots of stuff that can be done at home. We do, the back to school gifts for the students that involves some at-home work of printing and cutting tags. We're fun. We do the gifting for teachers. We do the hot cocoa at the sledding. Like we get to do all of the fun things. And we do need people at all different times of the day and sometimes at night. So everybody's welcome. And all the extra work and help is greatly appreciated.
And it could be grandparents too.
Yes, anybody. We have lots of grandparents in the Booster page actually. So please do. Any family member is definitely welcome, or friend.
Yes. Oh, and I see Becky commented too. Great fun, a way to get involved and be with the kids. Definitely. Thank you. And Michelle, I want to just thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Seriously. And she puts in, just helps out so much. And again, thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I love every minute of it.
Yay. I see in our chat here, Mary, marvelous Mary, my sister friend here who keeps me sane. Mary, she said she can mention a few things about script. She is our script coordinator among everything. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You bet.
Okay. I'm a woman of few words usually. But Laura's pretty much covered everything except I wanted to mention that I want to reiterate, we need people to use script because that's how we make our money as a school and how you make money toward tuition. And I'll be sending out information again soon because we have new families, so that will help inform everybody. We're going to be launching our local program because I do have a volunteer now. So that'll be happening in the next few weeks. Another thing is if you're out and about shopping in the local area, ask the retailers about, say, are you on the St. Bernard script program? Because that way, when they see this letter and they see that our emails go out and we start calling, they'll be able to say, oh yeah, we've heard of you. How can we get signed up? So that's about all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Mary, so much for your hard work. And even though Mary's working from home, she pops in and she was just here today. Thank you, Mary. Oh my gosh. And I miss you, Mary. So there's that. Thank you for that. Okay, here's a problem. I had grandiose ideas of having a breakout room with all y'all, and I cannot get it to work. If some of you were here a couple of years ago, we were able to do this down in the cafeteria and discuss among ourselves. You know, and I had this all planned out, and we were going to discuss this. Currently, what works, why? What doesn't work, and why? But how can we make it better? What are some new ideas, short term, okay to use, you know, what are some new ideas, long term, you know, like if people go and check things out. What I'm going to do is if you take a look at this, what I wanted to do is I was going to put you in breakout groups and have you go and discuss. And it's not working. Yay, technology. And then there is, let's see if I can get this to work here. And then I was going to have you go on this really cool form, you know what I mean? And just type in, you know, like what some of your ideas were, like in your small groups and stuff like that, you know, hey, what works? You know, like for example, if you're like, hey, you know, I really love script because it is really, you know, it's easy and you're not really selling anything, whatever the case may be. What doesn't work, there's new ideas. What I'm going to be doing is, give me just a second here. I'm going to be putting in the comments, and I'm also going to be sending out, as part of our kind of, come here. Sorry, guys. Okay. I just sent that in a chat. If you take a look at chat, some of you who might be on a phone or whatever case may be, this might not be very conducive to you. If you're on a laptop, you're like, oh, I can do this. You know, you just have to click on the link and, you know, you can just go ahead and type in stuff. In the interest of time, come on, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get this to work. Come on. There we go. In the interest of time, we're not going to be able to do it. You know, but I see some people are already logging in. Cool. This is just open. I'm encouraging all of you, you don't have to do it right now. You could if you want to. But if you, to go into this document, you don't have to write your name or anything. This is, I think, anonymous. And write down comments, write down your thoughts. This is really important. I want to hear what you have to say. You know, if there's something that you just hate, put it on there. But you know what? If you really don't like it, tell me why and how can we fix it? Okay? Because in general, like when I tell my kids and I say like, hey, we're gonna have spaghetti for supper. I don't want spaghetti. I don't like spaghetti. I'm like, well, then what do you want? You know, think of something better. I don't know. Okay, well, you know, so basically, you know, I always say it's like, hey, you know, try to mix it up and whatever. So I'm putting this out there, and this is going to be, the link's going to be out there tonight, tomorrow, next couple of days. Try to put something in, and I'd appreciate that. That would be great. I'm going to go back to this, and I had this grandiose plans. Ugh, you guys. We're getting to the end. We're going to be closing with this. Take a look at this. These trees were 17 years old when harvested. The smaller one competed for space in a large plot of other trees, and the larger one was planted out in the open area. What if these were students? One in a crowded classroom with a high student-teacher ratio, and the other in a smaller classroom with a low student-teacher ratio. Think about that. Think about the amount of growth and what we can do. And we love your babies. We do. you know, and we have a dedicated team here, and you guys, I'm thrilled and excited, so excited for the future of St. Bernard's. So many wonderful, cool things are happening, and I am just, I thank you. I thank you for helping getting me through this year, for helping our amazing teachers. You guys are so blessed. Thank you for your support. And it means the world. And these kids are going to be great. They're going to be wonderful. And they're going to go forth and they're going to make a difference in this world. They definitely are. Start the children off on the way they should go. And even when they're old, they will not turn from it. I got it by the office and I see it every day. And I have to give a little shout out to my buddy, alumni, Super Duper Cooper Sorvig, who made this little video for it.
For almost 100 years, St. Bernard's has been making a difference in the lives of its students, parish, and community. Since 1925, the school has focused on developing the whole person, academically and spiritually. From preschool to 5th grade, there are devoted teachers, small class sizes, and ample learning opportunities to give your child the tools to grow with Christ and succeed in life. St. Bernard's makes a difference, and so can you. Go make a difference in the world.
Okay. Whew. I'm gonna get all emotional. Thank you. I see. Oh, thank you guys. I'm just looking at the comments. Thank you for that. Thank you for everything. That essentially concludes my part of this. I guess if anybody, I'm going to open it up. If we all talk at once, it might be kind of tough, but if people have questions, maybe put them in the comments, or if people want to address something, you're more than welcome. If you need to leave, I get that. I understand that. I did not plan to have this for 2 hours, so don't worry. I think I just had that for the Zoom schedule. But I thank you for putting up with me for over an hour. If there's anything you want to say or mention, if you have to leave, that's fine. You'll be getting a breakdown of what we covered today in this meeting, a copy of this PowerPoint. There's going to be a recording that's going to be put out there of this, and for people who couldn't make it. And you send out the link for if you scroll up in comments, I'll send out the link for this recorded thing. I'm not sure if that's the link you're talking about. But if you want the link for the input Google form, I think if you scroll up in comments, it should be in there. Oh, thank you. Oh, your Zoom, you lost all the comments. Okay, I'm going to send a link out again here. Sorry. Ooh, here's the link for, and I'm going to work on this tonight with kind of a recap. Sorry, Terry. But yeah, if anyone has comments they want to make, otherwise, yeah, you can, if you want to show me your kids again before they go to bed, you can do that. But that's about it. I see Rose. There's Miss Rose. Hello, my sweet Petunia. Rose, can you wave to me? Hi. Yay. There we go. There we go. Oh, thank you for the extra effort. Yes. Yeah, let's see. Oh, there we go. Is that Henley? There we go. Oh, we have the Blanca girls. You guys keep losing your teeth. Did you lose any more today? Wait, did you? Did you lose one today? Oh my gosh. The Tooth Fairy has been very active. Gracie Grace. Gracie Grace with the smiley face. We see Grace Duffy here tonight. Kendall and the puppy. Yes. Yeah, there we go. See, Miss Johnsrud's in the house. Very good. Hi, Henley. Make sure you thank your mom for all her work on the yearbook. We have extra yearbooks. Oh, there's a cat. Okay, your cat looks just like my cat, Grace. We have extra yearbooks, you guys. We have extra yearbooks. Dawson, big man in the house. Is Katie behaving? Is she behaving? Yes? No? Excellent. Thank you. Oh, no, wait. I was joking. Did you really just lose another tooth? Marie, what are you feeding them?
It was from the other day.
Oh, okay. I'm like, all you're eating, and it would just be like chewing on carrots. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you for all the info. Yes, thank you for that. Oh, that's, I thought she just lost it. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you. You guys are a blessing. Well, I think inflated rates, Larissa. Keep your eyes on the weather. Stay safe. I'm going to close out if that's okay. Thank you for everything. God bless. Thank you.